The United Kingdom is located in northwestern Europe and includes the island of Great Britain, surrounding Ireland and part of Ireland. The country is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the North Sea, the Irish Sea, and the English Channel. The rugged coastline, around 12,500 kilometers long, and surrounding waters covering important oil and gas reserves, offer the nation protection, particularly from rivals in continental Europe. The United Kingdom's main geographic challenge is the integration of the British Isles. The rugged topography of the islands foster the development of strong regional identities. Competing regions like Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland make it difficult to maintain control from the core region and the fertile lowlands around London.
The upcoming Scottish referendum for independence reflects the continuing regional striving for independence from London. When British government overcome domestic division, they can turn their attention outward. Control over the surrounding seas was vital for dominance of the Mediterranean and Atlantic Ocean and from the development of the British Empire. Substantial coal and iron deposits, along with the intricate river and canal system, were among the factors that brought the country to the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s. The dominance of the Royal Navy gave Britain control of the ocean and global trade. The United Kingdom's detachment from continental Europe offers protection since the United European Empire could challenge the country's independence. Having a voice in European Union and strong military and economic ties with the United States have London countered this potential threat.
Recreational tourism resources are the main initiator for tourist travel and a very important tourist motive which animates the tourist movement. If the recreational tourist resources are characterized by greater attractiveness, better ambient, and greater curiosity well-being.
Cultural tourism. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, cultural tourism is the movement of persons for essentially cultural motivations such as study tours, performing arts, and cultural tours, travel to festivals and other cultural events, visit to the sites and monuments, travel to study nature, folklore or art, and pilgrimage.
Educational tourism can be defined as tourism that pursues educational learning as a pretext for achieving either learning knowledge. This includes historical, cultural, social, or learning language.
Geographically, the United Kingdom largely a pastoral land. In fact, 70% of its territory consists of pastures and farm fields, and only about 1/10 of its land is forested. England accounts for just over half of the total territory. The United Kingdom, much of rural England is sprinkled with small towns, as will a few grand country estates of the English aristocracy. In English for north, an ancient wall runs 84 miles from coast to coast. It was constructed by the Roman Emperor Hadrian in order to keep the Scottish tribes from invading his lands. That was 1,900 years ago, back when England was the Roman province of Britannia. In general, England's territory consists mostly of a large rolling central lowland that transitions into a wide plateau. Eastern coastal plain along the North Sea, England's main ranges of mountains. The Cumbrians and Pennons are located in its far north. The highest peak here is 3,200 feet elevation.
Southwestern England is a quiet chilly and has a scenic coastline with a numerous small fishing villages. Scotland makes up just under a third of the total area of the United Kingdom. The Scottish territory includes nearly 800 islands and 31,000 lakes. The Highlands region in the far north and Scotland contains the majority of the most mountainous land in the United Kingdom, including the nation's tallest peak, 4,400-foot Ben Nevis seen here. Much of the hilly terrain of Scotland is covered by the scrubby areas and heathlands or moors such as this. Wales occupies a wide peninsula to the west of the central England. Wales accounts for less than 1/10 of the total area of the UK, and it's a smallest region. Wales crosses a long coastline along with the Irish Sea and the Bristol Channel. The Welsh countrysides consist mostly of the very hilly mountainous land. 14 Welsh mountains rise up to over 3,000 feet in elevation.
Northern Ireland, the UK's second smallest, is separated from Great Britain by a narrow channel that flows into the Irish Sea. Northern Ireland consists mostly of hilly farm lands, and its territory includes the nation's largest lake. The temperate marine climate of the United Kingdom derives from the warming Atlantic current of the Gulf Stream, the flow in from the west, and the warming of the UK. The temperature seldom falls below 12 degrees Fahrenheit and rarely reaches about 95. The nation painfully rainfall all year around, with the heaviest falling in the western regions. Snow falls only occasionally in the southern parts of UK, where Chile, Scotland can have 2 to 3 weeks of snowy weather a year.
The first destination is London. Where exactly can we find London? London is situated on the banks of the River Thames. It is the seat of the government of the United Kingdom and the country's financial center. The city has been used its privileged location in southeastern England to its advantage, having always been a densely populated and wealthy area. The city of London was founded by the Romans, and their rule extended from 43 AD to the 5th century AD. When the empire fell, during the 3rd century, Londinium, the name given to the town by the Romans, had a population of 50,000 mainly due to the influence of its major port. London is famous destination because of its Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, British Museum, and Tower Bridge. London is also known for its rich history, double-decker buses, red phone booths, world-class museum and galleries, gigantic lush parks, financial district, and in cosmopolitan vibes.
The history of the Channel Islands. Human settlement on the Channel Islands began some 25,000 years ago, well before the Neolithic floods which gave birth to the English Channel. The population is believed to have been large for the times and sophisticated enough to leave remnants such as the Lahogue by Imperial Mount and the mysterious currency statue menhirs. During the Roman era, the islands were given Latin names, and Gallo-Roman culture was adopted to some extent. And why the Channel Islands is famous? The island are famous for their breeds of cattle and for the export of fruit, flowers, tomatoes, and early potatoes. They enjoy tax sovereignty, and exports are protected by British tariff barriers. The Channel Islands came under the British Crown when William, Duke of Normandy, invaded England in 1066. To this day, the Queen's official title in the bailiwick of the currency is the of the Duke of Normandy.
Your minister, it was built over 250 years between 1220 and 1472. It's one of the finest of the medieval building in Europe. It's located in the graveyard in the country of England. It's famous because it is the largest Catholic cathedral in Europe. Seville Cathedral is the largest in Europe, but your minister takes the trophy for being the biggest in the Northern Europe. It's famed for its incredible Gothic architecture, with working starting 1200s and not finishing until 1470s.
Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, and it's located in southeastern Scotland, near the Firth of Forth, close to the North Sea. It is Scotland's second most populous city and the 7th most populous in the United Kingdom. Edinburgh has been the capital of Scotland since 1437, when it replaced Scone. The Scottish Parliament resides in Edinburgh. However, in the past, Edinburgh Castle was often under English control. Before the 10th century, Edinburgh was under the control of Anglo-Saxon and Danelaw. Edinburgh is famous because of its arts festival, national museum and galleries, plus many historic buildings and landmarks. The Old Town and New Towns areas of the city are listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Edinburgh takes its place among the most beautiful and historic capital cities in the world.
Oxford is a unique and historic institution. As the oldest university in the English-speaking world, it can lay claim to 9 centuries of continuous existence. Here are timeline of important key dates of Oxford University. Women became members. From 1878, academic halls were established for women, who were admitted as full members of the university from 1920. By 1986, all of Oxford male colleges had changed their statutes to admit women, and since 2008, all colleges have admitted men and women. Major research capabilities. During the 20th, early 21st centuries, Oxford established major new research capacities in the natural and applied sciences, including medicines. In so doing, it has enhanced the strength its traditional role as an international focus for learning and forum for intellectual debate. A life-saving vaccine. Oxford University has been at the center of COVID-19 response from the very onset of the crisis, remaining at the forefront of global efforts of combat the disease to mitigate its many effects, such as developing a vaccine and identifying treatment. By early 2022, more than 2.6 billion doses of Oxford and AstraZeneca vaccine had been supplied to over 180 countries, with approximately two-thirds going to low and middle-income countries. The vaccine is estimated to have helped prevent 50 million COVID-19 cases, 5 million hospitalizations, and save more than million of lives.
If we're looking for a truly memorable English excursion for the whole family and one that offers a fascinating insight into life in medieval times, we wouldn't do much better than visit Warwick Castle, located in the beautiful city of Warwick on the River Avon. This impressive fortress has dominated the landscape and history of the region for more than 900 years. Today, it serves as a backdrop to medieval theme events and reenactments from jesting festival to fairs and concerts. Warwick is also a great base from which to explore the Cotswolds, as well as nearby towns such as Stratford-upon-Avon, famous as the birthplace of William Shakespeare. Bigger city destinations including Liverpool, hometown of the Battles, as well as Birmingham and Coventry are an easy drive away.
Tourism is a major economic activity that has developed significantly over the past years. It's an activity that can be recognized in both developed and developing nations. In general terms, tourism is the movement of a person from one place to another to visit and mesmerize the beauty of that place or to have fun. Moreover, the concept of traveling is considered not only for luxury or the people with higher income can afford, but also the middle class will be able to travel and experience to move out from their usual environment. So here are 5 importance of tourism in the economy of the nation. 1. Tourism activity creates demand. Tourism is important as an individual activity of touring and traveling because it involves consumption and commercial activities at each step.
Tourism industry meets and spread demands. Tourism is important as its industry value chain meets and spread demands across many industries and therefore boost more economic activities. Tourism requires countries' wholesome development. The country needs to provide tourist attractions with infrastructure and facilities to attract tourists and make tourism grow. This makes tourism important.
Motivates to reach global standards. The infrastructure and facilities need to be global standard because tourists are a global consumer. This makes tourism important as it improves quality standards in a country.
Tourism induces more consumption. Tourists want to enjoy an experience to the fullest and bring back memories. hence are inclined to do more and therefore consume more. So tourism becomes important by including consumption for related industries.